Good evening. My name is Patricia Perrin. I'm from McDonald, Ohio. And
What's the last name again?
Can you hear me okay?
Patricia Perry, you said?
Perrin.
Perrin. You're from McDonald?
McDonald, Ohio.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say that, we're here representing all the citizens in defense of our civil and our constitutional rights to free speech and peaceful assembly, and that no citizen should face intimidation or harassment in exercising those rights. We really expect no further intimidation or harassment as was done on November the 2nd, and I would hope that Liberty Township would live up to its namesake, Liberty, and stand by our constitutional rights for free speech and peaceful assembly.
I got one response. Hold on a second. When you say harassment, what do you mean by harassment? Because I know I've gotten phone calls that day, and so did our office people here, who were basically spoke to very rudely, and were harassed over that day about putting signs in, about putting signs out. They work for the township. We got called about the situation. Basically, we felt at the time there was no reason why you couldn't hold your signs, okay, until we had further discussion on the situation. That's basically what it comes down to. But we felt like we were being harassed. These employees here were getting kind of belittled by people out there complaining about not holding a sign back and forth. So that's what we felt harassed. So I don't know how you said you felt harassed.
First of all, your false accusation of being harassed is just that. It's a false accusation. I was peacefully sitting behind my table, and this issue really does not pertain to number 10 on your agenda, which is a very real issue about the political signs on township property. This has to do with being legally set up outside of the cones on election day, peacefully sitting behind my table. And again, I would just hope that you would uphold the constitutional rights of citizens to do that.
Absolutely.
If I may say something also, Patricia, as I mentioned in my statement earlier, this is a gray area. We want to do what's right. We don't want to stop people from advertising their candidates. In the past, and like I could just say for myself, when I ran, I was asked to remove my sign. No problem. I removed it. That was the administration. That was their rule. They didn't want the signs in. We're going to relook at it and revisit it and decide which way we should do. As long as you're behind those flags, you can hold signs, do whatever you want. But when it's on administrative property, it's something that hasn't ever happened before. Like Jody said, in 7 years of her being here, it never came up. This was the first year this has happened. When I ran, my signs were removed, and there were no signs on the front. So we will discuss it, though. We're not so set in stone that we won't look at an issue if we think it should be changed.
Okay.
I have a question. I wasn't here that day when this happened, and Stan and Jason helped out because I wasn't available. But you said you were sitting behind the cones with your sign, and somebody said you were...
I was not campaigning for anybody. I was set up legally outside of the cones with a petition for people to sign, and they were coming to me. I was not approaching anybody.
So you weren't the one that came into the office to...
No, not at all.
So it must have been somebody else. We had somebody come into the office and